not actually video.
When the second Bali bomb exploded, Australia once again found itself on the front line in the war on terror. But for Indonesians, this was simply the latest in a long line of atrocities. They've borne the brunt of hundreds of attacks over the years, most of them unreported in the West. Once again, Australia and Indonesia joined forces in the hunt for the Bali killers.
We are determined to continuously fight terrorism in Indonesia with an effective global, regional and bilateral cooperations.
Tragic incidents such as this, so far from driving apart the people of Australia and Indonesia, would only bring us closer together.
This show of unity is impressive, and it plays well to Australian audiences. But many Indonesians don't see it that way.
Mengapa kekerasan tidak pernah berakhir? Mengapa tindakan teror selalu ada dari tahun ke tahun? Berganti rezim, berganti pemerintahan, selalu ada. Kenapa? Karena ada semacam negara bayangan di negara ini. Negara dalam negara yang mengatur negara ini.
For 7 years, I've reported from every corner of this vast nation and seen firsthand the havoc that terrorists wreak. Tonight, I want to tell you a very different story about Indonesia's war on terror. It contains many disturbing allegations, even from a former president.
The Australians, if they get the truth, I think it's a grave mistake.
What do you mean?
Yeah, who knows that the orders to do this, to do that, and came from you see, within our own forces, not from the culprits, from the fundamentalist people.
Indonesia's police are doing very nicely, thank you very much, out of the war on terror. They now have all the latest equipment, courtesy of the millions of dollars pouring in from the West. The money ensures the world's most populous Muslim nation remains on side in the fight against terrorism. Mastering all of this new technology represents a steep learning curve for the Indonesian police. Unfortunately, today they forget to set up the X-ray machine properly. Luckily, there's an old print lying around from a previous exercise. Because of the war on terror, American and Australian support for the Indonesian police has never been stronger. During Day Bakhtiar's 5-year reign as police chief, Indonesia endured countless acts of terror, including 3 major ones in Bali, then the Marriott Hotel and the Australian Embassy in Jakarta. These massive blasts might have forced the resignation of any other senior official, but Day Bakhtiar managed to survive with the backing of powerful friends at home and abroad. In Indonesia's parliament earlier this year, I found the police chief boasting about how he gets the star treatment when he visits Washington.
Saya kan sudah ke gedung putih, di apa West Wingnya. Saya sudah ke West Wing.
Saya dulu ngomong dengan Colin Powell di kantornya ke Pentagon, Jawa, Direktur CIA, Direktur FBI, 5. Saya ketemu semua. Kan kita muterin, Pak.
Indonesia's police are in charge of the war on terror. Years of human rights abuse by the Indonesian military, or TNI, mean it's now out of favour in Washington. But it seems the police can do no wrong.
Saya tanya soal ini, kalau dia bicara TNI has to reform, kalau dia nggak perlu.
Memang membangun trust itu perlu waktu.
Jadi buat mereka nggak lagi.
Many Indonesians would find the idea of trusting the police laughable. It's long been regarded as one of the most corrupt and incompetent institutions in the country. Former President Abdurrahman Wahid sums up what many people here believe.
All of them are liars.
So, just to be clear, you have your doubts about the police ability to investigate properly all of this.
But none of this seems to worry Indonesia's allies in the war on terror.
Baru datang ini padanya.
Sering ketemu beliau saya nih. Baru ketemuan Pak? Amerika ini. Dari Amerika. Sama dengan.
Enggak, dapat senjata baru apa enggak?
Lebih.
Senjata kita juga. Belum, Bos.
10 juta Pak.
Oh, kita sih besar terus, 10 kecil. Totally sekarang saya sudah 50-an loh dari sana.
50 ya?
Iya.
Tapi dia
orang
dia tanya terus ya, dengan 88.
That's Detachment 88, the police counter-terror unit which receives a great deal of the international aid, including substantial assistance from Australia. Like the military, Detachment 88 is controversial. Its members stand accused of repeatedly using torture in interrogation of suspects. But these allegations don't seem to even raise an eyebrow.
Kemarin juga Sekjen Interpol kan datang nengok Aceh kan, saya ketemu saya saat itu. Dia bilang menghadapi terorisme internasional sudah dijawab oleh polisi Indonesia secara profesional. 500 juta euro ini untuk polisi. Kapan? Ya long term. Kita kan mau perang. Sekarang saya sudah langsung ya. Denmark 500. Dari sebenarnya 5 juta, tapi kita bayar 500 sekarang kita tambah. Belanda 2 juta. Akan terus.
The money is flowing like water, but outside the chamber, unrelated to the anti-terror funding, is a scene that should make donors think twice. A man from the Religious Affairs Commission sitting next door counts cash to be distributed amongst voting politicians. Call it corruption or even the trickle-down effect. But it's this kind of informal funds distribution which keeps the wheels turning in the Indonesian economy.
Anyway, tapi sekarang sudah misalnya kemarin saya sudah menerima dari Belanda ini kan 2 juta. Terus dari Amerika berapa? 50. Sudah 50.
TNI berapa? 600. Itu juga harus turun tangan semua. Turun tangan sekarang.
With all the cash flying about, some politicians want to stay as close as possible to Day Bakhtiar.
Tapi hebat ya Kapolri ya, Kapolri Indonesia ya. Kelihatan sekali Pak. Iya, hebat.
With the cash cow growing fatter by the day, some analysts even suggest the police now have too much to gain from the war on terror.
Ya betul, agar Australia memberikan sebuah bantuan kepada Indonesia. Tetapi kenapa selalu bom akan meledak, seakan-akan pihak asing ditakutin di Indonesia. Bom akan meledak, Anda harus bantu kami dengan sejumlah uang, dengan sejumlah peralatan dan training agar kami bisa bergerak, karena kami tidak punya dana untuk mengatasi teror ini. Dan untuk meyakini pihak asing, bom meledak. Dan benar bahwa ada teror di Indonesia, tapi dilakukan oleh teroris dalam tanda kutip.